Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. I think I lost my head that much with the game that I was meant to schedule it for 4 and scheduled it at 5. Did I? I'm not even sure. Literally, I just went live now, and it goes, "You're not supposed to be live till 5." And I was thinking, I meant to be 4. But yeah, we are live straight up, and instant match reaction. Score: Everton 1, Sunderland 1. Penalty shootout score. Everton 0, Sunderland 3 on the penalty shootout. Get your comments coming in, people, and do hit that like nice and early. We want your match react. We want how you feel. We have to. We have to. It's what we do. Literally, we know you've all got it on your chest, so just let us know in the comments, and we'll have a little get together and see what we feel. Get it off the chest, and then crack on with the day. But Paul, talk to me.
Well, I'm glad that we've got one of the world's best score predictors in Emma on our side, but she got it spot on, and you could almost. Well, I didn't even think we were going to score, to be honest. I turned to my dad watching the game, and it was 53 minutes, and I said, "This is just going to all fizzle out, isn't it? We're not going to get anything." And then we have a little bit of a bright spark, which you suggested in last night's show. Who came on and tried to make something happen, and we got a penalty we shouldn't have got. We'll talk about that, and somehow we're back in it, but we don't really take or create, and just it hurts again every fucking year. Every year it's the same.
2 cups as well now out. 2 cups.
Oh, it's over. Season's over. Season's over. It doesn't matter now. A little bit like that. I said, as well as being pissed off now, what pisses me off is that I'll be pissed off in a few weeks when we watch everyone else play in the 4th round and we're not in it. That pisses me off.
Who said that, David Moyes?
Me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point there. I thought I was something with David Moyes as well, yeah.
And, you called the little Asnu man out and got him on the pitch and stuff. So, that went all right. He tried to take his chance, but not to be. And, well, we might not even see this kit again. This 4th kit.
It's cursed.
Which we choose to wear at home. Shame, because it's a nice shirt, to be fair, but I don't know why we weren't wearing our normal home kit. Last time Castore tell us what to wear in a home game. So just fuming. I'm just so bloody annoyed, because it's just every year it just happens again and again and again.
I was just going to say, I'm the same as you, frustrated. Cup run, both cups now, done this season. Can't win a cup unless we win the league, which is on that performance absolutely a long way away. But I don't know, just a bit. The way we played them was just poor, wasn't it? The kit. Firstly, I'll jump on that kit. I do love the colours of the kit, because that black and pink one reminds me of the Angry Bird one, and I do like the colours on it. But I'll make it a bit more retro for me. Make it a bit more retro, because change the badge just for this kit. I seen the team, I can't remember, I think it was Blackburn or someone like that, brought out a kit that represented a kit back in the day, and it was proper old school. It didn't even have anything on it. No, just the badge, that's it. An old school badge, and I thought that we should do a better kit than that. It's lovely colour, but just make it old school. Go back old school. You know what I mean? That's nothing linked to anniversary or anything. So I'm not excited by the kit, although I do like the colours. I just want to see the old badge come back out, Paul. The EFC one, the EFC fancy writing badge. I want to see a bit of that on it. Just old retro. Just make it really old school. So I do. It's a nice colour. But I don't think we excel when it comes to bringing kits out and making kits. I think we should be going really back in time and bringing out the retro stuff that we've got that's so good. So that's that on the kit, and it's cursed now as well, just to top it off. So firstly, that. Secondly, I'm going to make a bold statement now, and I've seen a lad on TikTok, and he did a big video edit. Fair play, must have took him ages, because I've done them myself and know how long they took. He's done a big video edit, like calling out people that are moaning and writing off Diblin already and says Diblin is a project for the future and you shouldn't be moaning about him now. These people that were saying he's rubbish and we should have got him. I'll come out now and say Diblin was a really bad signing for us. Really bad signing. And I said it last game, and I did say it last game, and I've heard people say give him a chance and stuff like that. But the amount of money that we paid for him, I might get called out on this. This might get cropped up and put, and then me look stupid later on if he becomes an absolute superstar. But the amount of money we paid for him, I think the hype on his name, the hype on Diblin's name, doesn't match the hype of the player for me. And I think we've absolutely had our pants pulled down by Southampton. I really do. It's just today, he was awful. He was awful. And I've got the right to call him out if he plays like that because it was shocking. His touch was bad. He kept first touching it into them. Lost possession so much. Crosses was crap. And he's not by himself. McNeil was rubbish as well, but we all know that McNeil's rubbish. We all know that. And I'd be the first to be. But I'd put McNeil on the market now for January, 10 million, and get rid of him. He's still young. I'd get rid of him. He might be good for someone else that's in a relegation battle. But oh my days, McNeil is just. He's like watching paint dry. You just know he's not going to go past players. And as soon as you watch him, you know you're in trouble. So McNeil that side. And then Diblin, you'd think he's a bit more exciting. Because when you've got Jack Grealish gone, and you've got Njai gone. And then you think McNeil, I'm not getting an exciting player for Jack Grealish and McNeil here. But then you think Diblin, young, meant to be this good, up-and-coming, skillful player. And you hope he can be something on the right. But my God, he wasn't. My God, he wasn't. And these people that say in time he'll become amazing, I'd like to see the basics on him to show that he's going to become amazing. Like, he's just not a workhorse. His attitude seems cocky, like he thinks he's better than what he is before he is. I don't see passion in him whatsoever. He's not a passionate football player for me at all. I love players with passion, I do. I want to see that anger, passion put into it, like Garner did. Look at the way Xhaka today, when he got that yellow, when that penalty got given, how angry Xhaka was for them to win today. I know he's their captain, but the anger he had in him, I don't think Diblin's even got possible for him to get angry in a game. So, yeah, and I know loads will come at me with a Diblin shout, but I'll tell you something today, what I watched come at me because that was awful. And that was his chance today to step up, Diblin, I thought. He was one of the main players we was looking at to be good down that right. So I thought Patterson was better than bloody Diblin. There's my little rant on those two things.
I'm with you. I'd put a lot of people I'm more disappointed in ahead of Diblin, but I understand what you're saying. He is a young lad, you know. I would say, you know, young like Harrison Armstrong, really. Their excuse is that they are really at the start of their careers, if you like. I would pick out at least 5 other players today who just thought.
But how can we watch Diblin on the wing be like that, Paul? Like, how can we watch him look fretless? Diblin just looked fretless. Every time he got it looked. Yeah, all of them did, but a lot of. He's one that I expect more from. That's the difference, Paul. All of them did, but I know what I'm getting with McNeil. I know he's not.
Why? But why do you expect more of him?
Because when we signed him, he's a winger that's meant to be either skillful or fast. One or the other.
The price tag.
Yeah, well, yeah. They all said he was this strong, fast. When you listen to the advertisers, when you signed Diblin, what did you think he was getting, Paul? Like, what I'm asking that now.
Yeah.
When we signed Diblin, what did you think he was going to bring to us? What did you think he was going to come with?
From what we had seen, we thought we had someone who would be able to dribble past players, who was confident, who had a little bit of pace, who was exciting, and we've not seen. I'm
glad you said that because that's exactly what I thought we were going to get.
However, on the other side of it, I would say the price tag isn't his fault, you know. So the expectation for him is far more than you would expect for a very young lad to have in terms of playing in a Premiership side. Well, it seems to be a mid-table Premiership side, which is an improvement. However, I am raging at the fact that every year we just fizzle out of cup competitions. And I don't know why. I don't know why, because most of it, certainly in the last few seasons, whether it be League Cup or FA Cup, we've got the home draw that we supposedly wanted, and then have been lackluster and absolute, just toothless. I'm trying to find the right word, but I don't think this thing's quite strong enough without going into a 4-letter rant, to be fair. And it's just frustrating. It's every year, and it's always an arsey way of going out. And recently, it's been either such a poor, flat, useless, pointless performance where it's almost like they've come up to watch the game themselves and mind playing it. And then we go out on penalties, and we can save some penalties. We seem to have saved more penalties in the last 5 years, 6 years, while Pickford's been around. More recently, with success with England and stuff like that. But taking them, absolute garbage. Absolute garbage.
For me.
But I remember saying to my dad when it went to penalties, I said, I hope Beto and Barry don't take them. And how bad's that? They're our strikers. They're the ones who should be taking them. But
I had confidence in Beto. I had confidence in Beto to score.
No.
But Barry, I didn't. But I tell you, disagree with me or agree with me. I wasn't confident in the penalty because I knew if it went to the end, later on down the line, we had a lot of young kids on, firstly. And secondly, I wasn't confident in penalties straight away the moment James Garner stepped up first, because I know he already had one penalty and I knew he was just going to swap sides. I knew it. And his first penalty that he scored in the game, I thought Beto was going to take it, by the way. His first penalty that he scored in the game to get us 1-1, the keeper nearly got his fingers to that. And I knew Garner would have a bit of doubt, thinking I'll go the opposite side, because he'd have that flash of the keeper nearly saving it down that side in the game. And I knew Garner was good. I said to Chloe at the sign of me, I said, Garner should not be first. Let a few go in, and the pressure. I don't want him on first on penalties. And he went on first. And the size of that keeper, because he's a big goalkeeper. Not necessarily saying he's good, but he's a big goalkeeper. The size of him, I knew he was in trouble in penalties. I really did.
At least with Garner's, though. At least with Garner's, whichever side he's gone, fair dues, keeper's guessed. It was still a strike. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't this absolute poison that sort of come into penalty kicks, where suddenly all these influences of are now showing crap players to take crap penalties, right? The fellas who do these little stutters and everything else, they practice their penalties and they are good players. You know what I mean? Then when they're scoring. So, for example, is it Jorginho from who used to play for Chelsea? He had his standard run up. He has his little skip and then side foots because he's watching. Bruno Fernandes, same thing. Good at taking penalties. Practice taking penalties. The fellas who are not practicing penalties, because that's fucking clear, and the ones who can't actually strike a ball properly, are doing this nonsense. This nonsense that you sort of saw when Pogba started. I don't know what on earth Beto was doing. If you follow me on X, you'll have seen me put some weird sort of funny Ministry of Funny Walk thing in, because it was just he's only 5 yards away, and then he does a little turn to absolute garbage. And someone quite rightly reposted a video of when he took a penalty. It looks as though it's against West Ham a season or two ago. Exactly the same direction, exactly the same short run up along the floor, daisy cutter, easy for the keeper to save. And there'll be penalties as a lottery and all this. Your strikers should be striking the ball. I mean, I've seen Beto have a shot today, which I thought that's his best shot that he's ever done. And it went in the side netting near the top corner because he actually struck it. It wasn't this side foot shite. and that's what we've had. That's what we've had. So at least Garner's was a strike on goal that the keeper saved. The absolute farce and embarrassment of the other two penalties.
What would you do then? Would you
It cemented what I've thought
would say
for a
you've
long
gone right
time
in the
in Barry and
game?
Beto.
Say
Barry
you've
and
gone
Beto.
say you've gone right in the game, and you've scored a penalty in the game. Where would you go in the penalty shootout on your penalty if you'd gone one side? Would you stick to the same side or would you switch it?
Don't know, because it does mess with your head, but that's one.
I'd have
That's
I'd have the bollocks to go the same.
I'm not blaming Garner though. I'm not blaming Garner for a penalty save that was right in the corner, off the ground,
Well,
everything
no, it's
else.
better than the others, but the others weren't a very good standard either, was it? It's just when you go
Oh, it was
straight
shocking. Absolutely.
behind on your first. I think the moment you go straight behind on that first, it's meant to be an advantage to get the first penalty. I'm pretty sure we would have tossed and said we'll take the first penalty to put the pressure on them, and it's meant to be an advantage. And the only reason I'm seeking out guys is because if he scored, there was less pressure. We never actually put the pressure on them. You win the toss, you say we'll have the first penalty, put the pressure on them. Gone and missed that first penalty, and then the pressure's on us straight away. The pressure's on us then. The table's turning, the pressure was on us because we know we're behind straight away. Like I say, Garner's penalty was better than Beto's and Barry's, these little shit crappy run-up ones. But that's a low bar anyway, because they was awful. That was not.
It's not even.
Surprised
It's not
Moyes
even.
ain't saying to him. Surprised Moyes ain't done a penalty shootout of them old school and says just bang them in top corner and just go for it. Just strike through it and go for it. Put your foot through it and have a good go and finishing it. This trying to beat the keeper with your eyes, and we do see players do it, but it messes with your own head sometimes as much as it does theirs, and it puts you off. You don't get a good strike on it because you can't at that speed. Run up on the ball, put your foot through it, choose where you want it. You're an elite football player, so you should be able to frigging lift it high enough to get past that keeper in the corner for me. And they were awful. But I did have a feeling we'd lose on penalty shootout. And as it says in the comments, Danny, yes, a shout out to you and Emma. We do say score predictions, have a go on what you think. And wow, did you nail that? They got an exact score prediction, people. Like they said 1-1. And for us to lose on penalties after extra time. So there was bang on the score predictions. Like that's probably, I would go so far as to say that's the best score predictions that we've ever had on the show because they got the score right and the penalty winners right.
No, they were absolutely spot on. I mean, it's not even just the pens. It was the whole game, really. We didn't deserve the penalty that we got, and it wasn't really a penalty. The defender was in front of Asnu, so I don't even think it was a penalty. I mean, looking at some of that stats, we didn't have a corner today. Didn't have a corner. I mean, that shows you then on shots. We had 3 shots on target out of the whole game. I couldn't even tell you who had them. You know, one big chance apparently that might have been Beto for that hit the side netting. They had plenty more than us, although big chances they didn't have. They had 7 corners. We couldn't get the ball off them first 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Do you know what happened to Timo Robin and Paul?
Absolute toother.
Do you know what happened to Tino Rabunum? Obviously, I thought he was on the bench. I didn't even check who was on the bench. He
wasn't even on the bench, so I presume illness or injury. But for me, during the game, and not even stats based this bit, but during the game, everything's just incredibly slow. And it's the passes over 5, 10, 15 yards that's such a frustration to watch. I would have lost count if I started counting, but when we have the ball in the middle, and then it goes either to inside left or inside right, so not totally wide left or right wing, but then we give it. The idea should be that we're giving it, if we're moving forward, we give it either right or left. So then that winger has the choice, if they want to cross that ball first time. And every single time, it's a slow pass and it goes onto their other foot. So at no point are we able to set someone up for a cross. They have to have a touch every time. And so we didn't really get many crosses in the box today. Certainly not very many good ones.
This
The
is
ones
why.
that we did, we were doing first time, but there might have been one from Asnu, possibly one from Mikalenko, but that wasn't even first time. But just the
Asnu,
passing is so slow,
3 or 4 in.
absolutely so slow. It's shite.
Asnu probably put about 3 or 4 in the space of no one else. Mikalenko did put a few in today, better than what he normally does, actually. He did put a few crosses in okay, but they're all not crosses that you look like you can score. They're curling away from the goal more than anyone. And the reason that I did say about Diblin is because like Diblin had loads of like opportunities to show me what he'd got. And then we had Asnu come on. And he looked a threat. I can't believe he looked so much more better than Diblin on the wing than what Diblin looked. I was trying to show his picture there. Sorry. Yeah, Asnu, this man, come on. And that's not the best picture, but I can't get a picture of him. I don't know why there wasn't taking loads of pictures of him because.
There you go.
You know, when you look to try and find, yeah, that's a picture of him, but I wanted him in the new kit, Paul, and there's nothing on anywhere of a picture of Asnu in this new kit. That's all I've got, look.
Well, he was the only one who didn't stay still, so they probably couldn't.
Yeah. Do you know what? He just, soon as he come on, I seen everything that I wanted to see in Diblin and didn't. As soon as he come on, he bombed it past the play. And I said this. I said it. I did say it. And I knew I was saying something like that was risky. I knew I was asking for something with Asnu that was risky and that won't happen because it's a risk. And I knew Moyes wouldn't take that risk unless his hand was forced. But I said, play Asnu on the wing. And luckily, he got forced to come on in that position, way late, by the way. And the way that Diblin was playing and McNeil, why you would not bring Asnu on, I do not know. We're watching these Sunderland players that have got so much energy up top, and I'm thinking, wow, these players look really good. And who have we got on the bench that's got energy like that? And I thought, Asnu, get him on. We bring him on with 5 minutes left, probably not even that. And he's bombing it past players. And yes, it wasn't a penalty, but the way he went to take a player on, lost the ball, but then bust his guts to go in and get the tackling and get the ball again. The way that he had that, like he wanted to play, I wanted to see that. And I was really happy that he proved it. And he was good. What is good about Asnu left wing is that he can track back and help Mikalenko because he has got the left back quality. He has got those left back quality skills. So he was good today. He was probably I'm not even going to say Armstrong was amazing today. So he's probably the only positive for me, Asnu, today. He was the only good thing to come out of that game, that he come on and look like where we're crying out for speed, that we have got a little bit of one. But I'm pretty sure we're wanting to loan him out and get rid of him. So it ain't that much of a positive.
Well, I think when the 90-minute whistle went, I said, well, he's our man of the match.
Yeah, he was just really good. Numerous times as well, Paul. Even after he got the goal, every time you put it into him, sometimes he did lose it, but at least he went at the man on. At least
he had to go.
At least he said, come on, let's have a go. And sometimes he didn't go past it. They just got the foot in. But if they didn't, he looked. And what I did notice as well is the moment he started doing it, Paul, it gave other players confidence to do that. We've said this on the channel before. You need that one player that can trigger a Mexican wave of like a lot of other players having the confidence to do something different. Jack Grealish is normally that player, by the way. And I don't want anyone to ever slate Jack Grealish again and tell me that he holds the ball up in their box too much. We can't even get up in the box without Jack Grealish. The amount of people that say, oh, Jack Grealish, when he gets up there, he's slow, he's wasteful. Well, do remember that Everton used to not even be able to have one shot on target and even get in the opposition's off. Jack Grealish gets in there all the time. And yes, sometimes he might hold it up because he's got crap players around him. But Jack Grealish today, without him, we were shocking. And if you're slating Jack Grealish, seriously, have a look at what we've got. He's like 20 times better than what we've got Jack Grealish is. And without him, if we was in a relegation battle now and we didn't have Jack Grealish and Njai, I tell you something, we'd be getting relegated. And I'm not even joking. I am not even joking. The hope is that Jack Grealish and Njai come back and sort us out. But today, if we was in a relegation battle today and we didn't have Jack Grealish and Njai, we'd be in big, big trouble because we did not look good. That Sunderland team, I know the mid-table, but they didn't play well. And they had all the good players on the bench. a lot of good players on the bench there. It's really poor from us, but I hope, Paul, I really hope that this triggers them into getting some players in January because, like I say, I know we've said that we'll be okay this season, but can't keep losing games because if we do end up down there, we're not seeing good from us, are we? If we do end up in that situation, that's not me overreacting either.
No, I mean, I don't think we will be in that situation, like you said. And Grealish, Dewsbury Hall, Brantwaite,
Results say different though, don't they?
you know, then those players are coming back. But I tell you what.
They need a few injured though, don't you, Paul? That's the thing.
If there was still, like you say, if we were in a relegation fight or there was something to fight for, because I don't want to make it obviously our stream sound worthless, right, or anything, because it isn't. But I almost, at the moment, I just feel as though our season's over. It's just over. You know, we'll win enough games to see ourselves mid-table. We don't have a cup to play for. No chance of we getting into Europe. We just haven't got it in us, I don't think. And I think other teams want it more when they're playing it. And it sounds as though I'm throwing all this on the back of this one game, but it's not. It's the first 80 minutes against Wolves. It's the first 80 minutes against Brentford. It's the 0-0 away at Burnley. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And I know we've got players missing. Sunderland have got 6 players at AFCON. You know, they weren't great, but we should be able to cope. And the bits that really annoyed me most of all, I mean, their goal was a belter, to be fair, right? Defensively, there was work that could have been done by us, right? Because we let Lefay be free, basically. And he had a free.
Diblin didn't track back though, did he? Diblin didn't track back on that one.
He didn't, and we didn't deal with the bouncing ball. All right, but it was a good finish. So nothing against Sunderland at all. This is all us. The most frustrating bit for me is passes over 5, 10, and 15 yards. That's the biggest thing. Generally, we defended all right, but we didn't attack very well at all, and it breaks down. And they're the two biggest things. We don't have anyone in the attacking third who we have as a focal point that any of us have got any trust in. And there will be some people who will say, oh, well, you know, it's Beton Barry, they try and they this, that and the other. And I get it and I appreciate the effort, but we haven't got a striker at the club at the moment who's playing. I don't even count them as a striker because they can't shoot, they can't run at people, they can't control the ball, they can't hold it up, they can't head the ball. So we've got nothing. We're literally a blunt. We're a blunt pencil at the moment. We do not have anything to make those marks in the game, and when that happens over and over and over again, it's demoralising because you get to a point. It's like if you're when you're playing pool, and every time when it's your turn, all the pockets are blocked. So you go and play, but you know you'll never be able to pot a ball. And then whoever you're playing against, all the pockets are open for them. So they know that they've got a purpose. They know that they can actually achieve something. And it's really, really hard work. And so then other parts of your game start to fall apart. The 5, 10 yards, first time passes. I mean, there's a few passes today where you think, right, I've passed it into you. You're going to pass it first time and it's going to go back to a fullback or whatever. Even those passes were just slow and short. And
I admit I'm behind Beto most games to try and do well, but today he looked tanked. I think if we had another striker, Beto would have come on. He probably would have admitted himself he had nothing left extra time when we went 2 strikers. And I think Beto, he didn't have his best game again. Let me down. But one thing I will say is that when you've got James Garner, who's meant to be creative, he did try, bless him, but he wasn't as good as he normally is. And you've got Harrison Armstrong and you've got Merlin Roll, 3 centre midfielders you're playing in that middle to try and keep the ball and be creative. And they didn't link together whatsoever. Do you know when you just want to be a strong pull and create a few chances through the middle? It seemed every time today that we tried to create a chance, it was just like long ball or try and get it down to the wings and cross it in. Nothing from us came through the middle. I would love to see Armstrong link up with Merlin Roll, couple of 1-2s, Garner come into it, overlap, boom. You want to see the triangles and the pyramid. You want to see that stuff through the middle. You do. But they don't link up at all. The centre mid today, we had nothing.
No.
When I think of what centre mid we had today, all I think about when I'm watching that game today is fair play. Merlin Roll ran more than others. Merlin Roll had to play the 10 in. Where the thing that frustrated me most about this game is we wasn't pressing. We was at the start of the game. They dominated possession, and our crowd went quiet because we didn't even press, and because we've got slow players. We didn't press. We just sat back in our shape, like we was happy with a draw and would nick a 1-0. And I hate that. I hate not pressing because it puts confidence into the other team straight away. And we just didn't even push onto them. Then later on, I did see Merlin Roll try and push behind the striker to push onto him. But then sometimes no one behind Merlin Roll pushed on with Merlin Roll with a striker, and no wingers pushed on with it. And you know, Paul, when you press just as a 2, they find the space around that 2-man press. It's a 2-man press. Every time you press, you've got to press as 11. So when we do press, you fall back, you wingers. So when we do press, I want McNeil really high, and I wanted Diblin really high, and I want your fullbacks up your wingers' arses when you press. You've got to have that confidence when you press. And then our centre-backs on the halfway line and to press all over. And I think if we would have done that, it would have caused Sunderland a couple of problems, you know. But we didn't see that press. We just sat back behind the halfway line, let them have possession, and watched them dominate. It doesn't surprise me that they scored because they was all over us from the very off. They was the better team all the way through. And fair play. I'm glad, in a way, them going through, they've got more chance of going further than us. I tell you that. They have got more chance of going further than us, and we probably will see them go further than us because at least they've got the bollocks to actually press or pass the ball or attack, which we haven't. Very poor today. I don't
they
like
were as a team. They pressed far better. Like you say, you can't, even if you've got 2 strikers, you can't just be there. You've actually got to work as a unit to press. So, if, like you said, with one person, there was one time Beto pressed. I say pressed. They had the ball probably 20 yards with inside our half, like, you know, probably about 35 yards away from goal, 40 yards away from goal, whatever. And Beto was the furthest one up by about 20 yards. And then he's sort of like, where's everyone else? Because I've chased this guy down, and then they've chased this guy down, but it's absolutely pointless. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying last night or in midweek. You know, I've always appreciated the effort that McNeil puts in, but it's pointless if he's the only one doing that kind of job, and it's pointless if he's having to run 50, 60 yards. I remember a game. I think it might have been a game that we went and McNeil was playing, or he'd come on or something, and he chased down. This was just before half time or something, and he chased down like 3 or 4 players with the ball. He must have done 2 trips across the pitch. Now, we all applauded that in terms of effort because we were scrapping, we were fighting for our lives at the time. And so we really appreciated that, and we were giving him loads for it. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. But when you're in a situation where you're still doing that now and you've got no one supporting you, it just seems idiotic. You know, why are you doing that? All you're going to do is knacker yourself out and show up the team that aren't actually doing it. You either press together and move forward as a defence, or you don't do it. There's absolutely no frigging point. So when Beto's turning round and he's in the middle of our half and we're 20 yards behind him, 8 men stood on the edge of the box, that itself is just ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense.
Some good comments are coming in now as well. Do keep your comments coming in because we do like to interact with you. We're giving what we think, and we do read out and put what you think and say it for you. So you're basically saying what you think and doing the show with us. I mean, I like this one. Isn't it depressing that our players are so limited when we haven't got Njai, Dewsbury, All, and probably you'd even say Grealish today? What I would say on this one, I think it's a good comment. This season, I am worried a little bit. I do think we need to bring players in January, by the way. I really do now. But this season, I think your roots are your Brantwaite's, your O'Brien, your Dewsbury Hall, Grealish. I would sign him, and Jai. He's a major root, I tell you. Striker, I'm not that, but I think they're your roots. Those players, the good ones that you mentioned, like you. But these outskirt players that we've had to rely upon when the AFCON's been on, we've had a look at them now. And I honestly do think that next season, and it's not nice talking about getting players gone, but I do think next season, those players need to be moved on that haven't been good enough this patch, and new players need to be brought in that are going to give our root players a competition or that can cover them when they're gone. Because I do think that we've learned that when our best players are not available, we're in massive trouble. So we do need our backup players and the more competition in the squad. I think, Paul, because it's not good enough. I mean, today fair play to the young kids that come on, because I was really happy to see the left back get a game in the academy, and I was happy to see the right back get a game. But I don't think it should be happening. Like, we should be having a backup left back and a backup right back. And I know you say Asnu, but I think he's more of a left winger. I tell you the way he is today, I really do. But there are loads of comments flooding in, Paul. There was another one underneath it there as well. Do keep your comments coming in. Let me chuck it up on. Frustrating game though, isn't it? Feels like we've done a lot of channels that have been like on the end of bad results, hasn't it, Paul? Just lately.
Well, it has. You know, it was it 1 win in 6 before today? So 1 win in 7 it's not suddenly, you know, all right, we got a couple of draws and stuff, but against the two sides, you know.
We're not safe, I don't think. I don't think we're safe now. I think we put ourselves into a little bit of dangerous territory. I don't think when you because the bottom's so tight, and I know there's a big gap, but you can drop into that. You could be 17th kind of thing. And I think that when you look at who we played against, Paul, Burnley couldn't beat them. Nottingham Forest was poor. It looked like a good win for us, but I tell you something, you watched them afterwards, they was poor. I think not because we beat Nottingham Forest, it made us look better than what we were, but they really are playing poor under Dash. Who else did we play? We drew last game, poor result.
Wolves, Burnley draws, Brentford loss
as well. We really have bottled a few games, haven't we? Like, it's not been good results.
No, I still don't think. Well, I still don't think we'll be in that fight. Do you know what I mean? I still don't.
Is that hope though, or is that?
No, I genuinely believe that we won't be in that. I think we've built up a decent gap to be comfortable enough to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm just sort of getting the.
I was just trying to look at the league table now. I mean, I was with you. I did think that, but I'm telling you something. We say that, but we keep losing games against teams that ain't that good.
I know. We're 15 points off West Ham, who are third from bottom. Do you know what I mean? 15 points is a lot, and we're only the only reason this is coming into our heads is because we're Everton fans and what we've had to go through over the last many years, it seems like, but certainly over the last few years, 15 points to third from bottom. We're not going to get dragged in. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be 3 teams who are far, far worse, and will be a decent gap all the way to the end of the season, which makes me, that's why I feel as though we've fucked it, because the season's over pretty much. We'll win 1 out of 3, and it'll be enough, or 1 out of 4, and it'll be enough to be mid-table and comfortable and everything else. I mean, if you're looking the other way, we're 3 points off Newcastle and United, who is 6th and 7th. So, and I'm not saying that as we're going to suddenly go up the league. However, we've got enough in us, and with players coming back, we've got enough in us to do enough. That's why I don't think we'll buy anyone.
You said we're 15 points, and when you said that, I felt like, that is quite a lot. But then the comment coming in now saying we could easily lose 5 on the run, right?
Yeah,
if we lost 5 on the run and West Ham just won 1 game, they're above us. And do you know what?
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. That's you. That's you saying that
That's
we
not going
will
to win
lose.
every game.
No,
They're going to win
exactly.
every
We will
game.
lose 5 in a row. All the bottom
They
three
probably will.
teams will win 5 in a row. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen. So we're not
Got a
at
bit
that
to do.
stage. We're nowhere near that. But it does feel like our season is over, and I don't think we'll end up buying a new striker. I don't think we'll buy necessarily a right back and stuff like that. We've got another 2 weeks maybe when at least 3 players out of that 7 list come back. AFCON finishes on the 18th if you're in a final. So, and that's the day that we play Villa, I think. So then there's another week till the next game. I just can't see us buying players because I think they'll see our season as being like just mundane, just sort of in the middle now, where we're not in danger. We're not going to win anything. So we're not going to push. And then we'll spend our money in the summer and buy players who could improve the squad. You buy players in January, most of the time, it's just to bulk out your squad or cover people who are on long-term injured.
Yeah, I've seen the comment coming in from Dan saying behave there. No, I did get my maths wrong, to be fair. I don't know why I worked it out that West Ham doesn't need to win every game for us to be in that situation. But if they did win a few and we did lose 5 on the bounce, there would be there would be closer to us. I mean, if we, I was just getting on now. We've got Aston Villa. Paul, give me Aston Villa. Win, draw, lose.
Now, asking me today, we'll lose that one.
Yeah, Leeds. I'm just looking at the next 5 games. Leeds
There
at
you
home.
go.
Bloody hell. At home, we're
Yes,
cursed.
mate.
There you go. You got it. Yeah, perfect. Leeds at home.
We'll win that.
Leeds. You think we'll
Yeah.
beat Leeds? You're not seeing
Grealish,
Calvert-Lewin hat trick.
Grealish, Ndiaye, and Garner Gay will be back for that.
Brighton. I feel like they're always getting bad results, but they'll turn up against us.
Yeah, draw maybe, defeat maybe.
Ooh, defeat maybe. Fulham.
Yeah.
Fulham's a hard one.
Score draw.
Russ will be on the show then. Russ will be on the
maybe.
Bournemouth. To be fair, I do think we can play well against Bournemouth and Man U, but
Semenyo's gone as well now, hasn't he? 60 million, 60 odd million to City.
They'll probably buy a new player that scores a hat trick against us. But no, it is one of them. You do a match reaction after a game, you're going to feel crap. We try and come live straight after the game because we want to get a reaction of how you feel straight after the game, and we're frustrated. We are frustrated. We'll pick ourselves back up. We always do, but we've just gone out of the FA Cup. I think we should feel frustrated. And as you hit the nail on the head, Paul, at the end of the day, we can't win it. We can't win anything this season now. I feel that we've, in the space of 3 weeks, we've dropped our Europa League chance twice. We've done that because we got in the Europa League spot and then bottled it. And then we got back there somehow because the league's so crap and then bottled it again. So it felt like we bottled the chance for Europa League football. Maybe if we go on a run now, we might still, but it just felt like we bottled that chance. So that made the season competitive for you, just trying to go for Europa League. But it feels like that's gone away a little bit. So I get what you're saying there, Paul. And then this cup as well, I could see you excited on the pre-match, Paul. You really wanted this cup, and so did I. But that's gone now as well. So it does seem like there's nothing fun about playing a season just to finish mid-table. You've got to be competing for something. That's what's frustrating, I think, a little bit for us.
We always I tell you what we do. We've obviously got a decent relationship with Sunderland and the Sunderland fans. And John's in saying, feel your anger coming from a Sunderland fan. Hey, they've probably had it worse than we have in the past. He was injured a lot. You guys will be safe. You need a striker like Thiago. That's what we were saying the other night, wasn't it? And you'd be doing good. So, fair play to Sunderland. I like the way that they passed the ball. It was 1-2 touch stuff. They were keen, eager, especially the lads sort of going forward. The couple of the lads, one on the left. Can't remember his name. Not Mavana or something like that. Mavada or something. I thought he did really well. I just thought they were up for it. They were properly happy about it. And Xhaka was playing with a smile on his face. He used to be a right miserable sod at Arsenal. Now he loves his football by the looks of it. So fair dues. I hope you go far. I really do.
Yeah. I already said on the show. I mean, sometimes when I lose, I'm a bit bitter to the team that we played. I've got a lot of respect for Sunderland, but obviously I wanted to beat you and go through. But I think I'll put my hands up. I don't think we deserved it today. I really don't think we deserved it. What did you think of Patterson? Did you think he played well, Paul?
He did all right. I wouldn't blame him so much for his not getting far enough forward. I didn't think his passing was great.
He did get up, didn't he, quite a bit?
When we got up, maybe in the second part of the first half, or around the kind of 50, 60 minute mark, possibly. But yeah, not great. I mean, it is funny to sort of see, as a fan base, a lot of people saying, "Oh, Patterson should be this and Patterson should be that," whereas they've been slagging him off for the last 3 years about not being good enough, or completely injured all the time. So he gets half a chance in at right back. He's not made a great deal of mistakes, but he's not been amazing. So I thought he was okay.
Really. I know that it's really harsh, and it's been me probably go at Dibbling today a little bit, but I was thinking, you know what? If someone come in and gave me a bid for Dibbling now and said, how much do we pay for Dibbling? How much do we pay for him? 40 million. If someone come in and said to me now, I'll take Dibbling for 30 million, I'd sell him, and I'd take the 10 million loss. I would. I really would. And then bring someone in that's actually going to be more effective in the game. Because I know some people say, "Oh, we bought players for the future and stuff," and I want to see that in my academy, not in my first team. We needed a player that could come into the 11 and help us. If we're spending 40 million for 40 million on Dibbling, we could have got a right back and an actual winger for 20 million, or a midfielder for 20 million. That's decent. Like 40 million, we spent a lot of money on him.
If you're gonna loan him out and all, I'd loan him out abroad. To be honest,
he might. Do you know what?
I'd send him to Holland or Germany.
He might become world class. I don't know, but from what I like to see in a player, I'm not seeing it from him, and that's just the basics. He doesn't work hard enough for me. He doesn't show enough fight for me. And he looks like he doesn't care, and it might just be the way he looks. I don't know.
It just looks. He's that kind of back in the day a Letizia player. Do you know what I mean? He's like a Berbatov. He's that kind of.
Like a Berbatov, but off Wish.
Well, it's his physicality and his sort of movement. Maybe a little bit like Grealish was early doors when he was younger. Do you know what I mean? Grealish might have run around a little bit more, but it's that kind of tall, lanky, but very Berbatov-y, I think. Berbatov-y. But yeah, he needs work, like many of them do. And someone said in the comments before, I can't remember who it was, so if you want to post it again, do, that we were let down by more experienced players today.
Yeah,
they should be like Xhaka was today. He was around and about the younger lads who were in midfield and the wings, and he was like,
Do you know why?
We didn't really have that. We didn't have that. Sorry,
because I'm angry about the result. It's hard to pick out players that you thought played well. But I tell you, someone else who I thought played well was Tarkowski. I thought Tarkowski's been crap other games, and he turned the ball over a lot today. Like jumping on to turn it over before the player controls it. And he did some big blocks as well today, Tarkowski. I don't think we could massively blame our centre-backs. Like O'Brien and Tarkowski didn't massively do bad, did they really?
No.
It was more just that fullbacks, midfield and strikers. Because they scored a goal, which you said, Paul, was a good goal, and I agree. It was decent finish. We won't finish like that. And after that, we looked like we was keeping. I was comfortable that the game was going to stay 1-0 and we won't concede again. And can we get it 1-1? That was my thoughts with the way we was defending.
No, I get that, but defending wise isn't often the problem. Brentford aside, generally we've defended pretty well. Clean sheet against a decent second half performance against Chelsea. Say, losing by the one goal against Arsenal when we could have had a penalty up the other end. Clean sheet away against Burnley, clean sheet away against Forest, Brentford aside. One goal and a lack of concentration at home against Wolves, and then one goal today. Some decent saves off Pickford, but generally we defended pretty well. The defence, in many respects, isn't the problem. But like I was saying, if you can't turn your possession, can't turn any drive and enthusiasm and purpose into a goal, or into a near goal, or a shot even, then it's going to come back. It's always going to come back to you, and eventually, with you not scoring, you are going to get hit. And we keep getting hit, and we haven't got an answer to it.
I'm putting all the comments on the screen. We're trying to get through your comments. Sometimes we'll read them out if we can. Sometimes I'll just chuck them up so people get to see them on the show and can read them themselves. But we don't seem to. I know we settled into this new stadium and we started well in the new stadium, but we don't seem to play that well at home now, do we? Like, it's mentioned a little bit in the comments. Do you feel like because we're at home and it's such a beautiful stadium, and obviously it's a big capacity, 52,000, a lot of fans in there. Do you think these players feel the pressure that they have to do something for them and often put too much pressure upon themselves?
No, I'm not so much. But at the moment, I don't think we make it.
Something's not right, though, is it?
I don't think we make it difficult for the opposition yet. We haven't made it difficult. We cheer our lads on, but we haven't got the advantage at home at the moment, I don't think.
No, that's what I'm saying. Something's not right.
Well, the opposition are well looked after. Do you know what I mean? It's a nice new stadium. It's not the dank away changing rooms at Goodison. The stadium's brilliant. I'd never knock the stadium at all, and the noise from it is amazing. I don't think you can get any steeper. The fans are still really close. The general proximity, maybe not the top tiers, are very close, and it could be intimidating, but it's not yet. And it's not necessarily down to the fans. I don't think the fans have done anything wrong and are still like pushing everything that they can. But at the moment, it's not. The players haven't made it a fortress. We had it at the beginning where we had like 3 or 4, 5 games where we were unbeaten. Maybe not winning all the time, but we had a decent start. You've got to keep that consistency, and we haven't really. So at the moment, teams coming to us are quite happy about playing there. They're not so much, the referees aren't intimidated, the opposition aren't intimidated, and especially when we start playing the actual bloody game, they think, oh, they're actually quite enjoying this.
We do play better away. We do play better away. It's fine. Do you think? I mean, at first there was talks, and we spoke about it already. He was the main talk of the game today. But do you think there was talks that we want to loan him out? Has he done enough to say you want to keep him now? And do you think he's done enough for Moyes to think about start playing him now? Because I from what I've seen from him today, he's already shown me that he has got more than McNeil and Diblin. And I'm not even joking. If you said to me right now, you've got to put a winger on, these are your 3 options, McNeil, Diblin, or Asnu, I would pick Asnu every time. And I'm not even joking. I know someone will come at me with the Diblin stuff saying you're jumping on him too much. But generally, I see more from him than what Diblin gave me in 87 minutes. And the other game before as well.
If you kind of compared, I don't want to bash Diblin too much, but even McNeil, if you put Asnu and McNeil against it, like not against each other, alongside each other, you're going to have someone who's raw, a little bit naive, but seems to have pace and willing to take someone on, will make mistakes, but will get the crowd going, alongside more experienced, can strike a ball on occasion, maybe keep possession a little bit better, but hasn't got any pace and won't really bring the team up the pitch very much. He'll keep the ball. Which one would you rather play? So
when you just said he got that was talking about the atmosphere, it just shows that the atmosphere is there, but the players wasn't latching onto it. And because when you watch this man come on, the way the crowd got going every time he got on the ball, we believe that he could go past 2-3 players and do anything when he come on. And it even transferred to him, because you could see even him where he wouldn't normally go and take a player on, felt like he had to, because the crowd was egging him on to do so. And that's the difference sometimes. These off-your-seat players, Illiman and Jai, we all know he's one of them. Jack Grealish can be as well.
Well,
he was good today. He was good, and I think the fans gave the fans hope, didn't he, Paul?
Yeah. Well, there was a few games ago I'd said it was the thing about Diblin not getting a chance, and then we said, oh, well, Afcon will turn up and then Diblin will get his chance, and he did. And I think it might have been after the Burnley game or maybe the Forest game. I said, I want to see Diblin's naivety and enthusiasm, although he might not always show it in his body language. But I'd rather him try and take a defender on and 2 times out of 8 be successful, because that will get people off their seats. And then when he's done it once, the defender's then a little bit more wary of him, might give him a little bit more space to do stuff. And I'd much rather have that than someone who is not going to try to affect the game. And you could tell Asnu, when he came on, his main purpose in life was to affect that game and made sure that everyone was going to say positive things about him afterwards. And I don't think the lads who were already there on the pitch, I don't think many of them didn't have the focus, determination, tenacity to affect the game. And this lad saw his little chance and he took it, and everyone's talking about it.
When we said like Afcon's coming, all these players to take the chances, Diblin, all that lot, and you think they've been on the bench that long, they're going to be chomping at the bit to get in the squad. That's what you think. And you want to see it. You want to, even McNeil's been out and he's been pushed out, and you want to see anger in him say, no, I'm this man, I'm about this. You want to see players rise when you've tried to knock them down. These football players should be able to, the journey they've been through to get to where they are. And Asnu today, he made Moyes look a little bit of a fool not playing him. And that's what you want to see from everyone. Everyone didn't do that, but Asnu did. There was even that ball that Asnu put across the box. If our strikers was a little bit more on it, that ball across the box, the keeper didn't get it. It was a tap-in. We needed to gamble on that. It was a cracking ball across the box from Asnu, and everyone was like, oh, we actually should have scored that. That was a ball that should be getting knocked in the back of the net. Yeah. And Asnu, he did it 2-3 times. He put some good crosses in as well. So he set the bar, I think. That was the only good thing to come out of the game.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the commentary team that I was listening to, say commentary team, I think there was only one guy doing it, actually spoke about it much, but he did get, he's had a few appearances, obviously at Bayern Munich, and I think he's got 3 or 4 caps for Morocco as well.
Yeah.
So he's had a decent start, which obviously got him noticed, which obviously got him this deal with us. So, there is a player there. Like someone said just a moment ago about him, short on players, so probably too short to loan him out. Certainly not going to loan him out before everyone comes back. Maybe in the last week. It might be sort of a last week of the window where he would, but I hope he doesn't, because I think now he's sort of stated his case, certainly to be on the bench every game and potentially to take over from 1 or 2 slower players, let's say it that way.
The situation is, right, when he plays left back, I think he'd be okay if he was in a back 3 as a wing back, which we don't play. When he plays just left back, I think his best qualities ain't just as a left back, because he struggles a little bit with his defending. That's his weakness a little bit. He's good at bombing forward. He can run past players, but he has got that speed to defend sometimes on a one-on-one sprint. So I think if we was to put him in for Mikalenko, I don't think he'd play that well, right? But I do think if we put him in front of Mikalenko with a left back already and just give him the license to be a left winger and do your defensive work, because we're seeing Diblin not doing the defensive work. The good thing is, Asnu, he knows how to be a left back as well, so he can do the defensive work as well as we can see he likes to attack. But the good thing is, Jack Grealish, we've got to look after Jack Grealish this season. Jack Grealish, our left winger, we've got to look after him. So sometimes if Jack Grealish is injured, Asnu would be my player to play left wing, not McNeil, Asnu, I'm telling you. And sometimes if Jack Grealish can't last no longer than 50, 60 minutes and you've got to bring him off to look after him, Paul, Asnu will be my player to come on. And there's also those games where you're winning and you wouldn't mind bring him on with a left back and a left winger quality to help Mikalenko and stay solid to see the game out. So I just see a big space for this man, especially after me not wanting to see McNeil on left wing again.
Yeah, I think he's not going to start. I can't see him starting any games this season. To be honest,
you'd be excited when he comes on, though. That's the difference.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the key, really. It reminds me of a Lamptey from Brighton a few seasons back. Tiny right back. Loads of pace, tricky on the ball, that kind of thing. And people's concerns about him was his defending, but probably just because he spent most of his time actually attacking. But Brighton fans, when Lamptey got on the ball, they were all proper excited, and he had a good old few months at Brighton where he was actually he was the main talking point and creating things and getting crosses in and stuff like that. So I think Asnu's got it in him to do at least what Lamptey did and probably more, to be fair. But at the moment, yeah, he's not going to. I mean, it's Villa away next. So those people saying that, he's got to start. I absolutely cannot see that happening whatsoever.
Is Grealish available for that game or not?
Last 10 minutes of Villa, and we're losing 2-0 or something. He might get a shout.
Is Grealish available for that game, Paul? Is it a one-match ban?
Well, as far as I'm aware, this was the game that he was suspended for. Hopefully. So unless rules have changed, then I'm not too sure.
We didn't even know whether there'd be extra time. We didn't even know if it'd be extra time. I was still thinking that. Is it going to be extra time? It's coming to the end of the show, people. What I want you all to do is whatever you've got on your chest for this blue therapy, get it in the comments now, and we'll have a little read and we'll finish the show. So some last words of let us know how do you feel. I think that's how we'll finish the show.
Well, Lila's come in, and she's like me. We're abysmal at penalties. No, it wasn't a penalty.
We did say that, but we just think he looked good.
But you know what? When you're being hard done by, particularly the calls in the last 3 weeks, then you'll take a dodgy one, won't you? If it was VAR, we would never have got it. Not a chance. We would have.
Do you know what I feel like though, Paul? Sometimes, do you know when you've had that cup game and you've gave everything and you've gave extra time and Patterson's got cramp and all your players have got cramp and you probably picked up a few more injuries. You think, what was even the point? What was even the point? We went anyway. All that for nothing. And when I said, "Let me know in the comments how you feel," there was this one.
Come on, put that on again.
Where is it? And that is I presume I've actually got.
Me. Yeah.
That was me.
That was me as soon as as soon as.
Yeah.
As soon as Beto took his penalty. As soon as Beto took his penalty, that was me. Honest.
Sometimes I love being an Everton fan. I'll always love Everton, but I hate the process of being an Everton fan sometimes.
It's so draining.
Beto comes on and he scores that header and he actually plays well for 10, 15 minutes. And you think, oh my God, yes, just be like that now, be like that. And then we play Beto today and he's not the same person. And it's like Space Jam. He's had everything taken out of him that's good. And he's got nothing in him. He's just walking on. Oh my days. I mean, I get behind some players. Don't ever say that we don't get behind these players because we do, but some of the
we do. We absolutely do, and we want to praise them, and we have praised them a lot. when it's been when it's been justified, and even when we've made allowances. Bloody hell, we have made allowances.
If you come on this show and you think, oh my God, he's slated Dibbling all the way through, just remember that, and listen to me now, I've said a lot of bad things about Dibbling in this show, but it's only because I had so much hope for him and I expect so much of him and I want him to be good. And he hasn't done it. You know what I mean? I actually believe in him. I wanted him. I don't think I just want Dibbling to fail because I don't, but he's got to be better than that. I have a bar for my players, and if those players don't rise, and the bar's not too. Because Paul, even if I see some players ain't capable of what they need to be, as long as they work hard and run the socks off, sometimes you can make up for it not having the quality just by putting the shift in. Yeah, just by working hard. And I'd seen it from Asnu today. Asnu lost the ball, but boy, did he run back to get it back, Paul, in 2 seconds. He chased that down to get it back. And then straight away, I didn't mind him losing the ball then. Do you know what I mean? He lost the ball and you'd be fuming with him. But then because he got the ball back and you could see he wanted it back, you're thinking, you know what? Fair enough. You're trying. And I want to see that from more players. I didn't see that.
Yeah. No, we didn't see it. And appreciate it, Jimmy. Yeah. We weren't surprised, but we were annoyed and disappointed and all of the other words that fit. So fair play. And you know what I'd say, you know what I'm not a fan of, not team wise. And this isn't a slant at Dan Mice or anything, because obviously we love Dan. But where we've got the camera, I've been used to many years, not so much pre-92, but when Park End changed, 92, 93, when the Park End changed and we didn't have any away fans, we didn't see any away fans when we're watching the normal picture. And now we've got to put up with the away fans in the left-hand corner when you're watching. But fair play to Sunderland. They filled that. Absolutely.
Yeah, but why don't we? What have we not got? We should have a row of absolute hardcore stand-up Everton fans right next to where the away fans are going to be. Surely we have.
Well, I think our hardcore singers and support have probably been spread out.
No, you would put them. Yeah, you would put them. No, you should have a special ticket that says literally football hooligan stand up, frigging go mad all game.
Well, that's South Stand. That's South Stand.
That should be next to the away.
Oh.
And then straight away, as soon as the away start singing and stuff like that, which they do, because away fans sing louder. We know when we're away, we do. But as soon as they go loud, at least you give them a bit of competition to pipe them down. And then the atmosphere spreads around the stadium. So probably something we've got.
When Emma wasn't there today, but when Emma and Danny are there next time, and Paws gets his self back up there as well, I'll have to grab a few people by the collar and drag them up a little bit. You know, sometimes we need us to do that. And you think as well, when was it someone mentioned about Forest being in relegation, or West Ham, actually, I think it was West Ham, they were having a pop at them, and how the West Ham fans are being at the moment, and then comparing it to us when we've been in the bottom 3 and absolutely scrapping and lining Goodison Road and the Flares and the Dog and literally everything. We've got amazing fans, absolutely fantastic fans. And they're not to blame for what we're doing at the moment. So sometimes we've got to be the ones to drag them through, So yeah, maybe we need to do that with some of them. We certainly need to kick up the arse off Moyes. So.
Yeah, well, you know what? We've come live. We've faced the music. You lot have all put your comments in. We've tried to get as many on as we can, people. These ain't nice ones for us. They ain't. We do this show. It's better when we're happy, when we come on and we celebrate and we know we're all happy for the next couple of days after winning. It just does make you feel like crap a little bit. But this roller coaster that we're on, I suppose the good thing is we're all on it together. Do you know what I mean? It's not by yourself. It's all together. And we'll be better. We will be better. Some people might come on this show and say, oh, bloody hell, you've gone over the top. Bit depressing here, because it's not as bad as you probably saying, because they're probably thinking you've got Branthwaite, one of the best centre-backs around, to come back into the squad. He's on the grass. You've also got Michael Keane to come back as an option as well. You've got, I mean, Branthwaite's a lot better than Michael Keane. I don't care what you lot say. That's not as exciting for me as Branthwaite, but I don't want to put them on the same par. You've also, I think Garner Gay is going to be massive. You know, I miss Garner Gay a little bit today. I did. I think Garner Gay's experiences, sometimes I missed his energy. You know, I didn't realise how much we need Garner Gay until this little patch.
We've missed his positioning, I think.
Experience as well, yeah, and energy.
Just that little spot there in front of Tarkowski and Branthwaite or Keane or whoever it is. Garner Gay likes to be in that spot.
He leads the presses. Do you know where we was talking about the presses early on? Garner Gay triggers the presses off sometimes. Garner Gay does. He'll randomly just go and look like a striker pressing the goalkeeper sometimes, and everyone follows him because they know he shouldn't be the one pressing, and everyone goes with Garner Gay. So you've got Garner Gay to come back. You've got Illiman and Jai. Could be a massive positive. Can I just say one thing before we finish the show? The best thing about this game is, oh my God, I thought Armstrong was going to get killed today. I thought the goalkeeper was going to stand on his head. Like, the goalkeeper just lifted his foot up. Do you know, when you if that was a dirty player, Paul, he would have gone through and stamped on his head. But luckily the goalkeeper wasn't dirty, and fair play to the keeper. He lifted his leg up. But so the goalkeeper putting his foot down couldn't stop his foot from going down on his head. It wasn't deliberate. But his studs are going on Harrison's head. And literally, you could see just as it was going on, he noticed and lifted his leg up. So they still went into his head. And you could see Zaka going. Everyone was going, come quick, because they knew that he nearly got his head stamped on. Bad. And fair play to the keeper. He took his foot off. It wasn't deliberate. But I tell you something, it was one of those situations where he would have had stitches all down his head. I'm happy that didn't happen, because he's only a young lad as well.
I think, I think what they'll have to start doing now in the dressing room is have an outline of Harrison on the wall, and they seem to be just, where did he get stamped on today? So calf, head, Villa will be both arms, and then the back. God forbid.
Welcome to the Premier League. Welcome to the Premier League. He's literally like a football boot dartboard. That's like you say, Paul. I reckon they're in the changing rooms. They've got a picture of him. They throw a football boot at where he is, and they go, right, we're stamping on him today. There, but he was okay. He wasn't nothing spectacular. Nothing was that good today, was it? Apart from Ashley. We're out of the cup, people. We're out of the cup. We are out. Doing my head a little bit now, but we are. We'll build a bridge. We'll get over it. Let's hope that something happens, like where we can actually push up the league and go on that Europa League charge again. Let's just a miracle happen and go on a win of. Let's just win, and see what we can do this season. Right, that is the end of the show. Thank you everyone for listening. Make sure you do like it. Get behind us. Respect us, because we've actually come live after that crap game to get what we're going to say. Up to office. See you later.